Well, hello. My name is Pastor Dennis, and I'm sure you know that by now if you've been watching our videos over the last week. We began something new this week, and we're calling it Mililani Minute. Really, it's a bit misleading. It's about 5 minutes per video, but that's the name we're going to call it. And what we want to do is we just want to spend a few minutes with you through a time of encouragement. And so Monday through Friday, Pastor Caleb, Pastor John, some others over time, we want to bring you just 3 to 5 minutes of encouraging videos each day to help you while you're at home. And being that today is Saturday, we wanted to do something a little bit different on the weekends. And so, as you know, we live stream our services on Sunday, and then we have these videos Monday through Friday. So on Saturdays, we want to make it a day of testimony. And so you'll see different faces here on Saturday than what you're probably used to seeing on camera from Mililani Baptist. But we hope that this is also an encouragement to you. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to start off, because this video is being shared on our Facebook page and it's on YouTube, there may be many people who don't know who the pastors are or who the different folks who are engaged in Sunday school teaching, small group Bible studies, and things like that. And so we wanted to give you a chance to get to know us a little bit. And so I hope this is encouraging to you. So I wanted to share my testimony with you. I grew up in a family that was Christian. My parents claimed salvation. We were not as involved in church as we had been at different times. When I was very young, my grandparents were very focused on making sure that the grandchildren were in church. And so my grandfather specifically, my grandmother, of course, was right there with him. She actually taught a lot of different things at the church, as my grandfather was a deacon there, and that's at First Baptist Church, Hollisterville in Pennsylvania. And so there's a little shout out there now that it's on the internet. But I that's where I was born. That's where I grew up, and in Pennsylvania. And the interesting thing is my grandmother taught a lesson on heaven and hell. And I remember going to her after that class. And I distinctly remember talking to her and telling her that I didn't want to go to hell. And so she said, "You need to talk to your grandfather." Well, I got to go home with them. We had lunch. And then, some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not. But at that time, my grandparents had the regular living room, but then they had the good room with the really nice furniture. We weren't allowed in there. Well, that day I got to sit on the good couch, and we had a conversation between my grandmother, my grandfather, and I. And right there on the good couch, I was able to pray to receive Jesus. Now, at the age of 4, did I fully understand all of the nuances that go into being a Christian? Of course not. But what I did know was that I was a sinner, that I have done things that I shouldn't have, that I didn't do things that I should have, and that God made a way to rescue me from those sins. Because I recognize that God is a holy and righteous God, and He requires a penalty. And that's a penalty that I can't pay. You can't pay that. But Jesus can. Jesus did. And Jesus came to this earth. He lived a perfect and sinless life, and He died for our sins. So, in talking with my grandfather, I trusted in that. I believed in that, and then I prayed and asked Jesus to come into my life and save me from my sins. And I'm looking forward to that one day when I will see Jesus face to face. And now I look forward to not just seeing Jesus, but also seeing my grandfather and all those who have gone before me. But growing up in that family, as I continued, it was about my high school years that I started to fall away. I didn't really take my faith as a priority. I got involved in sports and different things, and it wasn't until my senior year that I went through a season of struggle. I had a hunting related accident. It's a long story for another day, but I had an accident, and that forced me to not be able to go to wrestling practice, so I started going to church. And it was during that time that God really got a hold of my heart. and he began working things out in my life, and one by one was removing my plans and replacing them with his plans. And I'm thankful for that, because from there I ended up feeling like God was calling me into the ministry. After talking with different pastors and different leaders, I recognized what that meant. I went to Bible college, met my beautiful wife, Rachel. We have one son together. We've been all over the place, but now we're here in Hawaii, and we're thankful to be with you guys, being at Mililani Baptist Church, and the opportunities we have to do things like this, to share time with you. I hope that this is an encouragement to you. Not everything in my life has gone amazingly well, but God has been there every step of the way. And I just want to say this really quickly. I never got involved in a lot of crazy things. And I used to think that that was a downside. But what I realize now is, while God didn't save me out of all of those things, he definitely saved me from those things. So I don't know where you are in your relationship with Jesus, where you are in your walk with him. But I encourage you, if you have questions, if you're not sure what it means to place your faith in Jesus, if you're not sure what it means to trust in him, I would encourage you, comment below, send a message to us. We would love the opportunity to talk with you and to share our faith with you. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.